Hello, internet users. If you've read the title, then you know what's going on, so I'm not going to waste any time. Let's just get into it. Alright, so the first weapon we got is Equinox Cannon. This weapon is going to serve as a DPS for Okiania, Sea Serpents, Sea Angels, and it's going to help you through everything, including Royal Guards. This is a required weapon. Our second weapon is Fang of Gilgamesh. It has a C move, which has huge AoE, which is going to help us for the event, and its M1s allow us to protect against our biggest enemy in this event, the Potentai Fish. Thirdly, we got Equinox Seal. So, Twilight has recently gotten a buff, and it is insane for bosses. It'll clip out of the map very often, so you're going to want to recall it often. But Twilight can do insane damage to bosses, and that's why we're going to use him. And then finally, Bladed Equinox. This item is just all around good. You get iframes, you can do an AoE move, and you can teleport if you need it. The arena's kind of small, so I never really needed to teleport, but if it helps you, then by all means. For our equipment, we got Angelic Drink. This is an item that is sold by Rain in her tropical shop, and it gives you 10 seconds of iframes, which is very nice. We got Aromatic Seagrass, which spawns Shell Shock, and the point of him is that, for one, he's a huge tank. He can absorb so much damage and distract all the enemies, and he also can snipe some of the Potentai fish that are running at you. He deals about 30,000 damage per shot with this build. He's pretty good. And I'm also going to be using Empyrean Ring for the movement. However, if you have Isotope Thruster, that would also work. Not to cheese anything, but just to get around quicker and escape things. For our accessories, firstly we got Artemis's Blessing to buff your Equinox Cannon, since you're going to use this a lot. Then we have a Duelist's Badge. So I kind of debated using this at first, but not only will it buff your Blade of the Equinox, but this weapon gives you iframes when you're getting hit. This little spin that you're seeing gives you a few seconds of iframes, which is actually super useful for this event. So this item is the only thing that is unobtainable that I'm using. It is Coward Spirit. Basically what it does is, as your health gets lower, or when you take damage, you gain a huge speed buff. This helps me a lot, and if you have it, use it. It was from the Halloween event. But if you don't, just use something else that'll buff your damage or help you protect yourself. Typhoon, maybe? You could test that out. But this is the only unobtainable item I'm using, not required. Then we have Supersonic Tracers. Okay, so this item is 100% required. A lot of the problems that people have originate from Sea Angels because they snipe you, but if you are using Supersonic Tracers with my set, you can outrun their sniping, and Sea Angels aren't even a problem. And finally, Glyph of Life, so that we can passively heal Twilight and Shell Shock so that they don't get killed. So that's basically it for our items. Let's go. Alright, just one thing before we start. I know they're called Potentia Fish, but just for you, my biggest fan, I'm going to keep calling them Potentai Fish, so you are welcome. Okay, so for this event, there are a few things you want to look out for. Firstly, the Potentai Fish, they are going to be your biggest problem. I can't stand Potentai Fish. There's so many of them, and since the map is so small, they will all run at you and try to explode you. The best way to counter them is whenever they're spawning and out, hold Fang M1 so that they die before they explode, because it does so much damage so quickly around you that the Potentai Fish will explode before it gets to you. Secondly, Twilight has a tendency to glitch out of the map, so I'm not really planning on spawning him until the first boss comes out, just so that I don't have to deal with him. But once Twilight is out, make sure you are repeatedly recalling him so that he can stay and deal damage to bosses, because it's very important that he does, since he deals a lot of damage. So Shell Shock can just stay in the middle and distract a lot of different enemies. So that's the goal, basically, just to stay away from the crowd and attack. What do you want, cat? Not now. So, waves 1 through 4 aren't really a problem. It's just enemies that you want to fight. They don't really pose any issue as long as you just consistently deal damage and don't let any crowds form. So I can just fast forward until wave 5 when the first boss comes out. Oh yeah, I do want to point out that the giant urchins, they have a lot of health, and there's two ways to get rid of them effectively. 3 ways actually, since I just did the trains. The trains help, but you mainly want to either hit them with Fang M1 while the Potentai fish are running out, or you can hit them with the Equinox cannon to like 3-shot them, I think, 2-shot them. I don't know exactly how much health they have. You can see this huge speed buff I'm getting. That is a Coward's Spirit, and why I like to use it, because once you've taken some damage, it helps you escape. But of course, it isn't required since you're using supersonic tracers. Okay, so this is Wave 5, and the first Royal Guard has just come out. There isn't too much to say about this, just let Twilight wind down that Royal Guard. All this damage that you're seeing done to him, that's Twilight. Twilight is very good for bosses for this event, especially Okiania as well. Alright, well, this is Wave 6, the first wave with the Potentai fish. So you can see one come up, but Fang M1 quickly gets rid of it. So you're just going to want to keep using Fang M1. Use it as much as you can when there's no bosses out, because it'll deal good damage to the giant urchins while they attack Shell Shock, and you just want to not get hit by the Potentai fish. They will die before they explode as long as you use Fang M1. Okay, so Wave 7 introduces the Sea Serpent. They aren't too much of a problem. The best thing you want to do is stay away from them. You do not want to get close to it, because that ice will kill you very, very quickly. So as long as you can stay away from them and, you know, keep moving so that they don't snipe you, which their projectiles move pretty slow, so it's unlikely, but just stay away from them. That's the key factor. Don't get close, and attack them from afar with your cannon. Also, the Siren Maguses will heal a lot of stuff. Your best goal is to just wind them down as they get healed, because even when you kill all of the Maguses, for some reason they still get healed, but if you deal enough damage, the healing, you can counteract it. And again, just keep resummoning Twilight. So Wave 8 introduces the Battle Tortoises. Now this proves to be a little bit of a problem since there's also Potentai fish out. However, what you want to do is when you use your cannon to attack the tortoises, you want to stay close to them, because your cannon, the blast radius, will take out the Potentai fish if they get close to you while you're attacking the tortoises. Now this wave only has 2 of them, so once you have both of them out, use your cannon again, and then just keep doing Fang M1 so that you do not get hit by the Potentai fish. I don't know if I mentioned this yet, I probably haven't, but they shield break, so even if you use iframes, you will not be saved. You just do not want the Potentai fish to explode. Don't let them explode. Okay, so this wave introduces Sea Angels. Now, a lot of people hate these, but I don't have a problem with them. This set allows me to outrun them. Equinox Cannon can 2-shot them, and as you can see, their little wells that they create when they snipe you, I outrun them. So just keep moving. Never stop, because your Supersonic Tracer speed buff will end, and you don't want that to happen. So just keep moving. Alright, so this is Wave 10. It introduces the bosses that we had last year, Squilla the Funny Buster and Chirurgia the Raging Tide. They aren't a problem. In fact, since this weapon has been buffed and there's accessories, you can probably kill them quicker, but you want to focus on the Sea Angels first. I know I said they aren't a problem, but if you're focusing on something else, there's a chance you could get sniped. So the best thing you want to do is take the Sea Angels out first and keep running around the arena so that you don't get hit by the Funny Buster and the Raging Tide. And once the Sea Angels are down, just finish off the 2 bosses. And don't do what I did here. Respawn Twilight. Okay, I just respawned. But you're going to want Twilight, because these 2 bosses can get winded down super quick while Twilight is out. Now, a bug has just happened. I respawned Twilight, but it didn't spawn him, so I'm just unequipping and re-equipping the weapon real quick while we have an easy wave to get him out again. I should see him out. There's a health bar. Okay, we're good. Shout out to Flames XX. He's cool, I guess. Alright, back to the strategy. Wave 11. once again, keep moving. I didn't use any AoE moves last time because you want to save them for this wave, because you want to use Fang C, Seal C, and Blade C, because there's a lot of enemies. It's kind of like a boss rush, and you want to use your AoE moves to take out everything as soon as possible so that you don't get overwhelmed. Again, make sure you use all of your iframes. You have Angelic Drink, you have Blade Z, you have your shield. Just use iframes when it looks like it's getting to be too much, but just keep attacking everything. The tortoises, I recommend getting them out sooner than I did because sometimes they snipe you. Not often, but sometimes. Wave 12. Not much to say about this wave in comparison to the other one. Just avoid the geysers, they will kill you quickly. Just keep using Equinox Cannon to get rid of the Sea Angels and keep moving. And use iframes if you need it. You have those available in this set. But as you can see, I'm mainly using Equinox Cannon and using everything else for support and smaller moves. I got charmed here, so I got slowed down pretty bad, which isn't good, but that's why I have Empyrean Ring to keep moving. The iframes are helping, since you see I got pretty low, and Coward Spirit also helps, since I'm getting a speed buff to avoid things. Just keep moving, keep attacking. Each wave is just a stronger boss rush than the last one, so all you can do is all you can do. Wave 13. This one's a little easier than the last one since there aren't as many Royal Guards. Take out the Sea Angels first so that they don't potentially snipe you. Stay away from the Serpents and attack them if you want. And get rid of the Tortoises as well so that they don't snipe you. There's a lot of stuff that will instant kill, and you just have to prioritize which things go first. Prioritize the Sea Angels before the Serpents, as well as the Tortoises. I don't know why I haven't killed that Tortoise yet. I just did though. So, my Shell Shock kind of broke here, so I'm unequipping and re-equipping the summon item so that can work. So this wave is regarded as the hardest wave simply because there's so many enemies, but all you want to do is keep moving, apply iframes, use nukes, just use everything you got and never stop moving. Everything is getting healed by the Siren Maguses, which slows stuff down. But again, just your AoE moves are important. Everything is important here. Just utilize all of the things that you've used in the past waves, and you should be pretty okay. I'm using Fang M1 a lot to get rid of the Potentai Fish, because if you die for no reason, you're most likely dying to the Potentai Fish. They are the biggest problem of this event. But yeah, just look out for that. And take out Sea Angels as well. Alright, and that is the waves done. So now we are on to Okiania, the boss. So the big thing for Okiania is, similarly to the waves, keep moving. As long as you keep moving, a lot of the moves, they'll still hit you, but you won't get hit as often, so your health won't go down as fast. Okiania has these stupid tactics like, Shell Shock, spinning. Anyway, Okiania has these, things that she does, like anti-heal, avoiding iframes, or bypassing iframes, but you just want to keep moving. Unfortunately, you get 3 lives, which makes it a lot easier, but this run didn't go perfect, and you will see that later. Not later, pretty soon, actually. Oh my goodness, Okiania. So this is where Twilight helps the most, probably, because Twilight is going to do a lot of damage to Okiania, like he's already doing. You go, Twilight. I kind of freaked out here and started just moving around a lot and bouncing a lot. I shouldn't have moved around as much as I did, but, you know, it is what it is. So, whenever you see that portal move, you're going to want to use Empyrean Ring or Isotope Thruster right before you get in. Immediately when the portal spawns, if you just immediately use your thing, then it will pull you in before it ends. And it's very common to get stuck down here, but you just want to have a leap that'll take you back up all the way. So yeah, just keep, you know, attacking, dealing damage, all that. And I didn't realize this until later, and you should do this because I didn't. Fang M1 is how you heal. You can lifesteal Okiania, or even one of your summons. You can lifesteal your summon and it won't hurt him, and you can get your health back. So use Fang M1 lifesteal and get close to Okiania. I screwed up here and didn't do that. So this run wasn't perfect because eventually something happens that I'm not quite proud of. And I don't even consider it my fault, really. I'll show you in a second when it happens. So still, I'm not using Fang M1, which you should do. I just figured it out. I just figured out I could do that. It took me way too long to figure that out. But there are many things with this strategy that I didn't do that you could do. And as you can see, I'm constantly recalling Twilight to make sure that he gets, you know, summoned, because he deals a lot of damage to Okiania. I got stuck in the ground here. That wasn't good. That's kinda, I don't know whose fault that was, if that's me or Roblox physics, but that kinda got me stuck. Okiania also has a move on herself where she can heal. I don't know how the healing works. I think it's the more you deal damage, the more she heals. But either way, just keep attacking so that she can't heal all of that health back. So Okiania has a phase 2, and you know she's reached that phase 2 because the platform will get smaller. It's about to happen. Watch. She's dialoguing at the top left. There you go. So the floors have just shrunk. So this makes it a little more difficult. But this is where I screw up. So I die here, as you can see, because I was not using Fang M1, but watch what happens. Spawn killed, lost my second life, spawn killed again, and it's over. I don't really consider this death my fault, because I only died once and lost all 3 of my lives. This was a bug that was rampant in the time that I recorded this, but has been patched now. So you shouldn't have this same problem, but I did lose this run. But for good measure, I wanted to prove that this does still work, and you can win with this set. So I went back, and I completed the run with the same set, and I have footage of me beating Okiania right here with that set. So it is possible. I did lose the run that I just showed you, but it was due to a bug. So I'm just calling this my second life. I hope you can understand. But yeah, that's basically it. That's the whole thing. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the comments, and I will do my best to respond to you with advice and all that stuff. So good luck in this event. It was a pretty difficult one, and have a good day. Bye.